Hey there guys, Spexy here, bringing you another piping hot slice of gaming history, and if you like yours with extra cheese, then this may very well be your lucky day. Today's video is all about Cassette 50 by a company going by the name of Cascade Games. This wonder of the micro age was released in 1983, and when I say wonder, I mean it's a bloody wonder that this ever got released at all, for this is what we can only describe as shovelware, i.e. quantity over quality, enticing the buyer into parting with their hard-earned money by the sheer amount of games included. And there's no denying that 50 games may sound like a pretty tempting prospect, right? Especially at a bargain price of only £9.99 and with a free calculator watch thrown in for good measure. Incidentally, an almost identical 20-button number as stylised by Mike here in Stranger Things, though 11 might be looking shot for slightly different reasons when he finally gets to showing her his game collection.
Oh shit!
Cassette 50 was a collection of games written in BASIC and mostly by amateur programmers. Cascade paid the princely sum of £10 per title that they brought from anyone, and there was no limit to the amount that you could sell them. Just so long as they mostly worked, nothing else apparently mattered, and I do mean nothing else, but you'll get the idea as we go through it. Selling your games to Cascade also meant selling the sole rights, so no royalties for you, my friend. Aww. It was released on the BBC Micro, Acorn Electron, ZX Spectrum, ZX81, VIC-20, Commodore 64, Amstrad CPC, Atari 400 and 800, Oric 1, Oric Atmos and the Dragon 32. Whew. But for the sake of today's video, I will be concentrating only on the Spectrum release, aiming to review all 50 games in just 10 minutes. A difficult challenge? Maybe, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So let's load this baby up and see what it's got. First up, we have Muncher, a slow-paced, flickering, tedious, shameless Pac-Man clone with poor sound, poorer graphics, and even poorer gameplay. This, my good friends, is Ski Jump, a game in which you do absolutely no ski jumping at all and instead bet on the skiers as they do all the jumping. It actually couldn't be much more boring. So moving on then to Basketball, a game in which when you score, you apparently chop your opponent in half and then proceed to do jumping jacks on his dead body. I like it. Well, the name may already be taken, although on the inlay card they call this Spectrum Cross, it is quite clearly just a Frogger clone, but unlike in the Parker version, in this game you get to actually swim, which is scientifically correct for a frog, so I guess that's something. This is Breakout, and look at all that flickering, it could cause an epileptic fit if played too long. This is a terrifyingly poor port of a game of exactly the same name, however, this one has absolutely no gameplay. This is Crusher. Answer the math questions right and the Crusher stays up, but it's way more fun to answer them wrong. And there you go, just to prove my point. Let's get a status and position report. Oh, and it crashes. Okay, let's try moving the Enterprise a horizontal and a vertical and a warp factor speed. And we're dead. Well, that was exciting. Martian KO, so the base at the bottom moves randomly and you just change the velocity of your rockets that you fire at the great big wall of aliens over there. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. Either way, it's boring. So this game's called Boggles, and it boggles me why anyone would want to play it. Basically, there's a start figure and both you and your opponent choose how much you want to take away from it. Last person to move loses. Yeah, that's fun. This is Alien Attack, and basically the alien ships appear in one of 10 random places across the screen, and all you have to do is press numbers 1 to 0 to shoot them with the lasers. But once you've got less lasers left than there are ships, then you can't win, so you might as well just get it over and done with. Lunar Lander, well, it's definitely not a new name, but it is a new game, because in this one they've decided to make the controls not work, so you can't land the damn spaceship. See what I mean? This is Maze Eater, and if you thought the tedium of Muncher couldn't be any worse, you were horrendously wrong. The ghosts, or should I say blocks, never leave the centre. You move around so slow, there's no power pills or nothing to make this even marginally enjoyable. This is Microtrap. Try to make your way across the screen to that black block on the left hand side whilst the maze miraculously randomly appears around you. A feat that is practically impossible. Next up we have Motorway, with 2 controls left and right as you go down a straight road trying to hit pedestrians and avoid the vehicles, both of which move at the same speed. Oh, you're not wrong. This is Labyrinth, and I'm actually going to see if I can complete this game, even if it takes me over the 12 allotted seconds for each of my reviews here. You have sips of water, as you can see at the top there where it says left, and you try to make your way around the maze to get to the centre. Why? I do not know. What the red things are? I also do not know, but we're going to get there, and this is going to be a complete playthrough. We are nearly there. Was it worth it? No, not really. So I need to make up a little bit of time here. This is Skittles 6 and 7 to move up and down, 0 to bowl, and that's just about it. Boring. So racetrack, take your flickering race car down a flickering road while being flickering annoyed at all the flickering. Praise be for a swift death. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the wonderful world of Ski Run, where we will watch the screen render for 12 seconds because that's a damn sight more enjoyable than playing the actual game, which isn't at all if I'm honest. Tanks, a game where we use our cursor keys to get from one side of the screen to the other whilst avoiding the invisible mines. Or not. Tanks, but no tanks. Solar ship, make your way up the screen moving left and right to hit these, I guess, suns till you get off the top of the screen and then, well, a high score. I've got the perfect name for that. So this is 10 pins, the ball moves from the left to the right of the screen, you press a button to bowl it up the screen and, wow, it looks like I just got a strike. Why are you playing losing music? I just won, for God's sake. The game is called Cars, plural, but there's only one in it, and it doesn't seem to matter if you stay on the track or don't because you can't crash. What's the point? This is Stomper, and it's another Pac-Man clone, but this time it looks like you're controlling a sperm chasing after a frog whilst trying to avoid being eaten by a face that must really like to eat sperm. Look at that smile. This is Pinball, but all I can see is a face that's going, meh, which is exactly how I feel after playing the game. Welcome to Cavern, and after pressing every single key on the keyboard, I can't actually find any controls. I don't think I'm missing much. With an intro screen like that, I'm expecting big things here. But there's actually no way of firing. I can, however, move into the bullets. Oh, just kill me, for God's sake, kill me. Alien. Or should I say, very poor man Space Invaders. You know what, I can't even be bothered to try to play this game. Cargo sees you avoiding missiles in your helicopter to land it onto the carrier to pick up your cargo to then go back up the screen avoiding missiles yet again to go into what can only be described as the alien mothership from Independence Day. Up yours. This is The Race, another gambling game with all of the adrenaline pumping action of sitting on your ass and doing nothing. Ah, come on, Blue's clearly on drugs. The skull puts you in the role of a miner trying to get a treasure from a skull, I guess, and all you have to do is just run around in a square because he can't run as fast as you before picking up the treasure to escape. It's that simple. I'd really like to say that Orbit is an exciting game because it actually doesn't look so bad, really. But I'd be lying because it's boredom to the extreme. Press 6 and 7 to move in and out, and oh look, I took 68 hours to dock. Munch. Move the lips around the screen to eat the strawberries but not the deadly nightshades whilst avoiding absolutely no enemies. When I first saw the title of this game I misread it as bowels. And you know what, I think I'd much rather enjoy a bowel movement than playing this any longer. Raiders, another Space Invaders clone, only once you clear out the bottom line your bullets can't reach the next line and theirs can't hit you either, so the game is absolutely pointless. Field. Run around the field whilst picking the flowers and avoiding the dog who it seems can't actually hit you. Oh, hold on a minute. Yes he can. Ah, poop nuggets. The Mighty Adventure Dragon's Gold. So we're going to tunnel a cave or a door, let's go through the door, and now there's a lake. Are we going to try and cross it? Of course we're going to try and cross it. And we drowned. Never happened to Bilbo. Ever wonder what it was like to be James T. Kirk, to boldly go where no man has gone before? Space Search puts you in the role of a star commander, exploring the vast uncharted coldness of the universe while searching for his home planet and collecting fuel from the various star systems along the way. This is an epic journey that could literally take us years to complete. Oh, we found it. Now, the Spectrum wasn't known for its amazing graphics, but this just takes the piss. So clearly I've just picked up a bucket of water, as you can obviously see on the right hand side of the screen there, and I'm taking it to the left hand side to put out that raging fire that is absolutely not there at all. Invisible Infernos, I always find those the worst, don't you? Yet another make your opponent pick first or last game. Basically not a lot of skill required here, and totally and utterly crap, to be honest. Wow, look at that loading screen. Voyager, it's got to be amazing, it's got to be incredible, it's shit, isn't it? Now the next game isn't a game at all, this is actually Sketchpad, so Cassette 50 fails on its promise to deliver 50 great games because this is a drawing utility, though I do give the programmer some credit on his creativity. This is the game Blitz, based on the game Blitz, where you have to blitz a city by dropping bombs onto it, and yeah, it's no more exciting now than it ever was, to be honest. This is Fishing Mission, and I've purposely avoided showing you the boredom of me selecting the rod and the weight and the line, and instead I've submitted you to the boredom of me just standing here and waiting. Oh sweet joy. You must break into a castle and steal the diamonds. You die when you hear the sound. Well, okay then, I'll be sure to listen out for that sound. This is Mystical Diamonds, and it looks like I've got to make my way through a minefield here. This should be relatively oh, we're dead. Who the hell is Fred? So, another space shooter here that can't decide whether it wants to be Phoenix or Space Invaders, but it's 100% shit. Cypher is clearly based on the board and peg game Mastermind, and has actually increased upon the boredom, which is saying something because that game was terrible in the first place. As best as I could work it out, Jetmobile gives you limited control over how you bounce around the screen to try to avoid landing on the ever increasingly growing red portions, and it's a big steaming pile of turd. This is Barrel Jump, and we jumped 1 barrel. Let's go for 2 barrels. Hey, easy. What about 3 barrels? Can we do 3 barrels? What the hell is that jump? Okay, we got this in the bag. 4 barrels should be a cinch. Oh, you mongolated donkey dong. This is Attacker. Rotate the middle section around to try and get the white bouncing cube to land in the small gate, which is supposed to be a trap. But I couldn't do it. And this is game 50 out of 50 whatever sack of shit this is. It's called Space Mission. So there you go, with 10 seconds left to spare, all 50 reviews are complete, and I hope that gives you an insight into what Cassette 50 is all about. So to summarise, out of the 50 games on this cassette, not one of them is worth playing, and I mean that quite sincerely. Now, if you were one of the programmers who wrote these games back in the day, maybe the age of 12 to 15, which I'm sure some of them were, they could probably be proud of their efforts if they were to have kept them at home and maybe shared them with their friends. However, for a company like Cascade trying to sell these games at £9.95, which in today's money is the equivalent of £33, that, my friend, is criminal. Now I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and if you have, then why not spank the hell out of that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for more RetroSpexx. I've been Spexy, you've been amazing, and I look forward to looking backwards with you again in the next episode. See you soon, bye for now.